not even sure how to react, to be honest. I mean, here we are, Cricbuzz Comm Box, thinking what possible score can they get to? What will be enough on this surface? How much can Sunrisers chase? We had predictions in the 180, 190 type of range. But let's just look at this for a moment and try and reflect on what's been in the first 10 overs. 49 for 7. That's a very significant number. And we'll tell you why in a moment. Marco Jansen started off the rut with 3 wickets. Natarajan outstanding as usual. And 2 surprise wickets for Jagadish Suchit. 2 for 8. One a little feather to Dinesh Karthik. Another one a stumping of Suyash Prabhudesai, who's actually been the highest scorer of the innings so far. We're here on Cricbuzz Comm Box. I'm joined by the man who does retro reels along with being with us. Joy, talk about anniversaries. Today is the anniversary of 49 all out. It's also the anniversary of Chris Gale's 175. Now, take your pick.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking there, RCB should just Christian this day. Bangalore should just Christian this day. Extremes day. Either we're all or we're not there at all. 49. They'll probably end up on 80, 90 today. 263 on the other side. This is that kind of day. And I mean, looking at the batting today, it's not even that this pitch was unplayable. I mean, you had one really good over up front from Jansen in the second over. But it's not as if that it's an unplayable pitch or, they're looking so good that, there's no batsman can put bat to ball.
Yeah, I mean, which is what? If you have a look at it, there are times where you've got Bhuvi swinging the ball, Umran Malik terrorizing the opposition. Well, Umran Malik's got a wicket, but not quite in the manner that we're used to seeing from him. 2 from Jagadish Suchit. So if we have to look at all the wickets, Joy, other than the beauty to Faf du Plessis to start the innings off, none of the others have really been about either the surface or the bowler doing something unplayable.
No, absolutely. I think Maxwell lost the plot a bit. I think he just got impatient. And I think that was a crucial dismissal because once they were 8 for 3, he seemed to be the one guy who seemed to be timing things. He seemed to be that, he could have a future. The rest of them just didn't look the part. While Prabhudesai was forced to stick around for a while for 20-odd balls, he never looked as if he's going to score very much. But, what they've had, and they've got runs consistently, we were discussing before, from Shahbaz Ahmed and Dinesh Karthik. Today, both of those guys had failed. They had to choose today to fail. And that means that Harshal Patel and, Vanindu Hasaranga, who are also reasonably decent bats, will at least have to make sure that they bat 20 overs now.
And I mean, whichever way you look at it, if you talk about fate or destiny or the date being whatever it is, Virat Kohli, of course, it was like the universe is conspiring against him. And I mean, there's no other way to look at it. But something like Dinesh Karthik, he strode out as if it's still the day is all fine. First couple of deliveries, played it defensively. Look, this is the way everyone else should have batted. Then he plays a sweep, and even that goes against him, a little feather on a glove. How did Puran spot that?
Yeah, no, and Puran, see, he must have heard something. And, that kind of dismissal is just, in the first match, what happened to Shubman Gill. You do a tickle down leg side. I mean, 95 times out of 100 that'll go for a 4, and those are acceptable risks, and they just didn't come off today. It was one of those days, and exactly, Karthik must be going back to the dressing room and saying that this is just not our day. Just sit up there, sit in the crease, occupy the crease. Run rate is now going to become very important. So can these guys push it up to 70, 80, 90? Can they now force Hyderabad to expend a fair amount of overs to get it? Because that is what this game is now going to be all about.
But yeah, I mean, even though we said that whether it's about the date or the conspiracy or whatever, end of the day, it was the effort of the Hyderabad bowling lineup that has done the job. And again, it was a surprise package. Bhuvi is steady, 2 overs for 8 runs. Natarajan, 1 over for 5. But Marco Jansen, that one solitary over, it just shows with all good teams who end up winning titles, you don't want one person or 2 people or even 3 doing the job for you. You want to have 8 different people picking up man of the match awards and being a performer.
You're absolutely right. And that's why. And remember one more thing. Teams that have strong bowling attacks are more consistent than teams that are batting dependent. Because by and large, bowlers don't fail. All of them don't fail together. And, you'll deliver a bad ball here and there. But all of you are not going to get smashed at the same time normally, unless the pitch is one of those belters, which doesn't happen. So the consistency we are seeing is from good bowling sides, which is now Hyderabad is a good bowling side. We've just seen Gujarat is a good bowling side. They are giving you a certain amount of consistency, and that's really, really interesting. I mean, Jansen, I was really interested to know that he has a twin as well, and apparently they really rate his twin in South Africa as well. So that will be interesting. I mean, two such players from the same family will be amazing, absolutely amazing.
Yeah, when he first burst on the scene, when Mumbai picked him, there was actually a photograph of the two of them together. I think it was a time when they either went to Virat Kohli and took his autograph. So I remember that doing the rounds for a while. But yeah, whichever it is at the moment, one member of that Jansen family has been standing out. Looks a little stronger as well this year. Just to look ahead now, obviously there's still enough time. Hasaranga can bat. Harshal can bat. Well, so could everybody else. But they still have to tell themselves that unless Cricbuzz Comm Box picks up a wicket, which it does. So I'm not even allowed to finish a sentence here. I mean, this is not even fair. Okay, I'll try that again. I'll try that again. So there you go. I was going to say that these two can bat. Maybe they just settle down and tell themselves, let's get to, as you said, 90 or 100. We can bowl. But apparently nothing wrong with the surface. Our colleague Simon Dool did the pitch report, and he said, with my batting talents, I know all about this surface. But it's not the pitch. Another wicket gone. What do they do now?
They do nothing. They just hope that somebody survives. If it's Hasaranga who's out, Harshal Patel will just have to tell the gentleman at the other end who's going to walk in. Josh Hazelwood, stick around for at least 5 overs. We'll take a whack at the end, but let's reach 16, 17 overs. I mean, that's what they'll be telling themselves.
Hold that thought. For once, it might just go the batting side's way, because obviously it was a review taken. You've got to review anything. It was a little bit of a feather that was reviewed by the batsman. It was given out by the umpire, who probably thought, well, anything has to just go the fielding side's way, but it has not hit the bat. It's hit, maybe tickled the pad and gone through to the keeper. So somehow they survived. They'll obviously check the LBW, which had impact outside. So Hasaranga survived. So I can complete my sentence. Hasaranga bats, Harshal Patel bats. They need to take it to 3 figures if possible, Joy, or are we being greedy on that?
No, I think 3 figures is a possibility. I mean, they have maybe 8 overs to get about 40, 45 runs. I'm sure that's possible. It's without taking undue risks. Get it to about 18, about 17, then swing your bat, see if you can reach 110. And yeah, but this is a very decent. I mean, Umran Malik, especially, I know he's got just 1 over left, but against tailenders, Jansen and Umran Malik will be difficult to hit. They won't be easy to hit at all.
Well, the bowlers have done their job. Nicholas Pooran will be a candidate for player of the match. He just seems to do everything right. Just let him open the batting and finish things off in 5 overs so they can have a huge net run rate. We'll leave it there for now in case they get dismissed while we're having this conversation. And I guess we might see you maybe earlier than we expect. If not, at the end of the 20th over. That's all from a marathon Cricbuzz Comm Box, not one we normally expect to discuss so much. Thank you, Joy, and we'll see you all soon.
Okay.